Hey guys, this is the mental model I use to close millions of dollars in high ticket sales. Now at the age of 21 years old, I run a 8-figure online sales team. I've been a closer in the online space for 5 years, and this is the exact mental model that I used on calls and still use and have our team use every single day to make sure that they're showing up their best self, they're closing as many deals as they possibly can. It's a 3-step process. I'm going to break it down for you guys step by step. Hopefully by the end of it, you guys will have more clarity. If you're a closer currently in the online space, or if you're looking to get into the online sales space, this will help. So number one is going to be culture. So mentally, we go through a lot of ups and downs in our day, right? Prospects saying no, follow-ups falling through, people ghosting, people no-showing, all that type of stuff. How are we going to find a way to fulfill our day outside of just purely a result? Well, or at least a monetary result, a closed deal, right? Number one, I teach is culturally add something to someone else's bucket every single day. That more than likely is going to be someone else on the sales team. So you're not by yourself. You have 5, 10, 15, 20 other guys on the sales team. Figure out how you can add to one of those guys as a coach once per day, at least. What that means is maybe just giving them a quick call, maybe complimenting something they did, maybe giving them a shout out in the channel because they were embodying a core value. That makes you feel better just simply by doing something that is uplifting the rest of the team. And that's completely unrelated to sales, but I find it bleeds into your confidence going into a new call. If you praise someone else, or you help someone else, or you gave someone a new perspective, maybe you helped someone who was down on their day, you became a leader on that team, and you being a leader to that person is going to help you be a leader to prospects on your next call. Very, very important, and it's not something you should overlook. Number two is going to be process. So process actually falls into two different branches. So we have culture, that's number one. We have process, number two. There's two different branches here. One is off call, one is on call. So what's in your control here? Off call processes, meaning your follow-ups, meaning your confirmations, meaning your communication with setters, your communication with managers, meaning your call reviews that you're doing. Are you waking up in the morning, doing a call review, reviewing a call of a closed won deal? Because that's something I would do every single day when I was full-time closing, to remind myself, get that quick win, and tell myself, this is what a good call looks like. This is my process. That's an off-call process, is watching one of your closed won deals. Same thing at night. Always review a call from the day that you feel like didn't go well. That's going to help you stay dialed in. It's going to help you continue and improve. You're going to take notes on it. You're going to stay diligent on it. That's an off-call process. Okay, you should have essentially an SOP for yourself, which is your off-call process of what you do when you're not on call. So if you get a no-show, you get somebody who's, just you have free time, whatever. Like, you should have an order of operations that you do. I would say call reviews actually come last because it's not a revenue generating activity. Instead, you should list it in order of what has the highest potential to make me money currently in this moment, in this second, to what has the lowest priority. Obviously, call review has the lowest priority of making you money, so it should come last at the end of your day. But in the beginning of your day, it should be follow-ups. It should be cold calling old leads. It should be sending out wins to old prospects. It should be hitting up setters to see if there's anybody who can jump on right then, same day transfer for another call, another closing call. These are things that you can do off call to make sure that you're giving yourself the highest likelihood of making money. That's your off call process. Now, like I said, there's two branches. So there's off call, we just explained that. There's also on call process. So this is your on call process that you need to make sure you're staying on top of every single day, meaning you follow the same process on every single sales call. Yes, every sales call should look essentially the same, right? Like, of course, the things that you say, some of the wording, some of the things you highlight in your pitch, those are going to be different, but every single call should look the same, because if everyone is the same, it's easy to tell when you're deviating from your process and when you're perfectly on your process. So your on-call process needs to be on point. Having a strong intro, having a strong foundation, setting the frame, having a strong discovery, having a strong pitch, having strong tie downs, commitments, and close. All of that needs to be the same. And if your on-call process is not there, you will have a very hard time closing deals consistently. All right, so we have culture, We have process, which breaks down into off-call and on-call process. And then number 3 is going to be KPI. So KPI is more volume-wise. Like if you're a setter, that is dials, texts, sets. If you're a closer, that is closes, showed calls, offered calls, scheduled calls, follow-up sent. What else am I missing? That's basically it. But your KPI for how many calls you are taking, how many offers you're making, how many closes you're getting. You need to constantly be looking at that and pacing that and making sure that that's, again, like not one of the reasons why you're not performing. And I've just seen if you guys as a sales rep will stick to all 3 of these things, right? Culturally, you'll pour into someone else's bucket and be a leader on the team. Process-wise, you're following your process, both off-call and on-call. And then third, you make sure that the KPI, the volumes, are not necessarily a part of the equation because you check those off. You check all 3 of those consistently, things will average out. Like, plain and simple, if you have a good sales trainer, you have good processes, like everything there is dialed in, you'll do really well. It's just a matter of most sales reps, most closers are not good at sticking to all 3 of these regardless of their day. Instead, they're after the next close rather than making sure the controllables are in check. I always say control what's in your control before you look externally. Like as a closer, you should blame everything on yourself. Essentially, like take the blame. Like it's the kid in sports who always felt like it was his fault the team lost. He comes to practice fired up the next day and he figures out how to get better. That's what's going to ultimately help you the most. You can't control anything that's out of your control. You can only control what's in your control. And these 3 areas are the 3 things that most people don't control on a daily basis. And if you do, you will be a top closer and you will make a lot of money. That said, if you guys are new to the high ticket sales space or if you're looking for advanced high ticket sales training, go down in the description. You can apply or shoot me a message on Instagram. I will see you guys in the next video.